Jose Rizal's arrival in Manila on June 26, 1892, had become very sensational among the Filipinos. His popularity feared the Spaniards, and such paid careful attention to his every move. All houses where he had been were searched, and the Filipinos, seeing his company, were suspected. As he had planned, on July 3, 1892, he founded the La Liga Filipina in the house of Dorete on Junco, in Tondo, Manila. July 17, 1892, Rizal, together with his guard, Captain Ricardo Carcenero, arrived in Davitan. Rizal was given the choice to live in the house of the parish priest, Father Antonio Oba, or at Carcenero's house. Rizal made him a bust and composed a poem in his honor a Don Ricardo Carcenero on his birthday on August 26, 1892. The end of the Dapitan exile, when Cuba was under revolution and raging yellow fever epidemic. Rizal wrote the Governor-General Ramon Blanco offering his service as a military doctor. Governor-General Ramon Blanco, he approved the request of Rizal on July 1, 1896 at the midnight of that day. He left abroad the steamer España. The townspeople of Dapitan wept because they considered Rizal as a good son and neighbor. He stayed in Dapitan for 4 years, 13 days, and a few hours. August 6, 1896, upon arriving in Manila Bay, Rizal was not able to leave immediately for Spain since the vessel Isla de Luzon already left. He was transferred to Spanish cruiser Costilla and stayed there for a month from August 6 to September 2, 1896. August 19, 1896, the Katipunan plot to overthrow the Spanish rule by means of revolution. It was discovered by Father Mariano Gil after Teodoro Fatinos. Disclosure of organization secret. At the time, Katipunan was already discovered and the Philippines Revolution was already raging. August 26, 1896, Bonifacio and Katipunan raised the cry of revolution, or Sigaw sa Pugadlawin, in the hills of Balintawak, a few miles north of Maynila. In the afternoon, Governor-General Blanco proclaimed a state of war in the first 8 provinces for raising arms against Spain: Maynila, Bulacan, Cavite, Batangas, Laguna, Pampanga, Nueva Ecija, and Tarlac. He transferred to Isla de Panay, which was sailing for Barcelona. Spain Don Pedro Rojas advised Rizal to stay and take advantage of the protection of British law. Arrest and trial. September 30, the Isla de Panay had already sailed past port set in Egypt and was now sailing in the Mediterranean. A telegraphic message was received ordering that Rizal be placed under arrest. Bernardino Nozaleda, Archbishop of Manila, who clamored for the arrest of Rizal, who was said to be the spirit of Philippines Revolution. October 3, the Isla de Panay arrived in Barcelona and Rizal was sent to prison fortress, Montjuic Castle. Rizal interview with the schedule. He will be shipped back to Manila on the night of the same day. After the interview, Rizal was taken aboard the column which was loaded with Spanish troops sailed for Manila. Dr. Antonio Maria Regador and Sixto Lopez, they exerted all their efforts to find a lawyer in Singapore who could aid their friend. Attorney Hartford, an English lawyer in Singapore. Unfortunately, Chief Justice Lionel, the judge in Singapore, denied the request. November 3, 1896, the Colon arrived in Manila Bay and Rizal was taken to Fort Santiago. November 20, 1896, Rizal was brought before a Spanish military tribunal headed by Colonel Francisco. All live oral testimonies were taken and were used to complicate Rizal in the Philippines Revolution. Governor General appoint Captain Rafael Dominguez to institute charge against Rizal. Rizal's final days. On December 30, 1896, Jose Rizal, the national hero of the Philippines, was executed by a firing squad at Bagong Bayan, or now Luneta Park, Manila. Before this, he was imprisoned in Fort Santiago for almost 2 months, starting November 3, 1896. During his imprisonment, Rizal underwent a trial where he was accused of inciting rebellion and revolution against Spanish rule through his writings and action. On the morning of December 29, the authorities officially read the death sentence to Rizal. Despite knowing his fate, Rizal remained calm and composed. On December 30, he was led to Bagong Bayan, where he bravely faced the firing squad. His execution became a turning point in Philippine history, inspiring countless Filipinos to continue the fight for independence. Rizal's death demonstrates his ultimate sacrifice for freedom and made him a symbol of national pride and resistance against oppression.